What about your experiences being a brown entrepreneur? So I know a lot of attention has been on the experiences of the Black community, but I know a lot of people have been also sharing their experiences from the South Asian community. So what about for you? Did you feel that ever in your career there was a discrimination or racism towards you?
I would say where we always felt it was in fashion in the cool kids circle. It's not a lot of people that look like me. Actually, there's nobody because it's a very close knit community and it's very hard to break in. And I think you're more likely to let people that look like you to break into that community. And today, I would credit what happened in streetwear, which becoming streetwear became so mainstream, and streetwear is very multicultural, very inclusive. And I think the the prominence of streetwear allowed for people like me and a lot of my peers to break in. But yeah, we felt it like when I would go to Nordstrom or any of these retailers we used to do business with, I always used to ask, like, do you think it's bad that I go? Should I send the white guy just to be, like I would ask my team that. And there were certain instances, like we had retailers in Nebraska and big retailers that were based in the Midwest, where I would like, I'm going to send the white guy just to be safe. I don't want them to judge us because of me or my background. So, and I could have been just self-conscious. I didn't, may not have been real, but it was in the back of my head that I thought it may hurt our business. And
Hmm.
I think, you know, the thing that ultimately, fortunately, what happens is when you have success, people have to accept you. And so I was fortunate to have success early in my career before we kind of lost it. So when we had that success, people looked at me differently instantly because they're like, oh, he's from 5'4", they're doing really well. So, or he's from Young and Reckless. So even though I was probably the only brown person in most of these conversations, I saw this as like, oh, this is a breakthrough. There's going to be more people of color in all these situations. And now today there is. Like, I definitely feel, I see the diversity in the room when we go to these types of things.
I was going to ask you, I was like, do you feel like over the course of your career now, are you seeing more and more diversity, including brown people? Because I feel like still there's underrepresentation for the brown community.
Yeah, I definitely feel there is underrepresentation. And I'll tell you, it's not because of lack of talent. It's probably because there's still the stigma that, like, oh, I shouldn't be here. And so some of that is like, in fashion, I meet all these young brown kids that want to break in. They're like, oh, I want to go to Paris. Then I'm like, go. You just show up there. That's how we did it. We didn't ask permission. We just showed up to New York Fashion Week and we said we're here. And I think, and maybe it's because of, the way some of us are brought up and we're told to stay in our lane and really focus on certain things. But like, I think, like, just because I see it on Instagram from a lot of young brown kids, there's a lot of people in the creative space now, whether it's in the arts or whether it's in TV and music and things. So like, there's going to be like a revolution in terms of all the different brown entrepreneurs out there. I definitely see it in fashion. The next generation is definitely coming up. It's also like, it comes down to talent, passion, hard work, which they all have. They just have to have the confidence to do so. That's actually the biggest struggle with minorities, is the confidence, because most minorities don't feel confident they can do things. Like, I was always very confident that I could make it in this industry. And so it was blind confidence. I had no like background to prove that I was actually talented in fashion, but I had the confidence to just go after it. I always joked I have white male confidence.